Hello friends, this is Mike from Wright, and this is the explanations video for SAT 2's Math Calculator section, question 16. Oh, a table. Let's skim this table real quick, read the prompt, and then look at this table in a little more detail. Alright, let's start with the title. This is a table showing the results on the bar exam of law school graduates. Seems to me like there are some law school graduates. These graduates took the bar exam, and then this table shows the results. Alright, we're keeping track, it seems like, of a couple different things. We're keeping track of whether they took the review course or not. Looks like some people did take a review course, some people didn't. And then we're also keeping track of whether they passed or not. Some people passed the bar exam, some people didn't pass the bar exam. And there's some numbers in these different categories. Looks like, whatever. 18 people took the course and passed, 82 people took the course but didn't pass, etc. Okay. The table above summarizes the results of 200 law school graduates who took the bar exam. Oh, this we knew, except maybe this 200 number is rare or is new to us. This is 200 people. This is the total number of people who took the exam. Okay. If one of the surveyed graduates who passed the bar exam is chosen at random for an interview, what is the probability that the person chosen did not take the review course? All right, so this is a table data question. One of the big ways you can tell is that, spoiler alert, there's a table in it. Now, it's important to remember that not all tables in the SAT come with a table data question. They sometimes ask other types of questions about tables. But these table data questions are recognizable because they have a table and also because they ask you questions that are fundamentally about probability. They want you to reach into a bag that's comprised of one of the subsets of this table, or maybe all the people involved in this table, and to give them the probability of finding one of the categories of stuff that's in that bag, one of the types of things that's mentioned in the table. A lot of the time, the answers are going to be given in terms of these fractions that you can see here. These are fractional answer choices. Sometimes they'll ask you to convert these fractions into decimals, so you just put this into your calculator and give the decimal form. Sometimes they do the percents, so you just do this and then multiply it by 100. And then sometimes when they're being really tricky, they'll give you the decimal or the fraction up here and then ask you which category it matches with. Fundamentally, though, these questions are all about the classic probability example of pulling different colored marbles from a bag. You have some white marbles, some red marbles, some blue marbles. They're all in a bag. If you reach into that bag, what are the chances of you getting a blue marble? The right answer choices to these questions are always going to be thought about in terms of a fraction with a numerator and a denominator, a top and a bottom. And the bottom of that fraction is going to be characterized by the bag, the number of things in the bag. Now, in the classic marble problem that I just gave, there's only one bag, so you're reaching into the bag. You don't have to worry about it. But maybe if you add another bag, there's a bunch of marbles in this bag and a bunch of marbles in that bag, there's a difference between saying if you selected a marble at random or if you just selected a marble from the leftmost bag. That's one of the ways that these table data questions are hard. They specify a bag that isn't everything. It's like, oh, you're only choosing from this bag. Another way of characterizing the the denominator or the bottom of the fraction that we're going to be looking for is it's the pool of people or the pool of things from which we're choosing. Again, the bag into which we're reaching. All right, the top of that fraction is going to be the category of things that we're reaching into the bag hoping to find. It's, in the marble example that I just gave, there's red, there's white, there's blue. We're looking for the blue ones. What are the chances of us getting a blue one? Well, the numerator of that chance is going to be the number of blue ones, right? And in this example here, the denominator of the chance is how many bags are there in the marble, or how many marbles are there in the bag total. Okay, so we're going to read through this prompt again, and first we're going to think about what's the bag from which we're choosing. Are we choosing from all of the law graduates? Are we choosing from only some of the law graduates? Are we choosing from people who took the review course, people who didn't, people who passed, people who didn't? What's the bag of people? What's the pool of people we care about? What's the pool of people from which we're choosing? All right. If one of the surveyed graduates who passed the bar exam is chosen at random for an interview, what is the probability that the person chosen did not take the review course? Now, a lot of the time, just in English, you can find the part of the sentence that has to do with the bag, or the bottom of this fraction, because it's the one that's related to the choosing at random. The English language sentence will often say we're choosing from this pool of people at random. And here in this sentence, that's what's happening right here. If one of the surveyed graduates who passed the bar exam is chosen at random. So here the pool from which we're choosing is the surveyed graduates who passed the bar exam. Now this is easy to miss, and I think one of the most, well, two of these answer choices, spoiler alert, are going to involve this particular mistake. It's easy to think that we're saying that we're choosing from one of the surveyed graduates, right? If one of the surveyed graduates is chosen at random. Now if that were true, then the bag that we would care about is, well, we're just picking one of the surveyed graduates at random. How many are there? Well, there's 200. But that's not what we're doing. Instead, we're only caring about the surveyed graduates who passed the bar exam. Now again, there are some surveyed graduates who passed the bar exam. There are some who didn't. We only care about the ones who did. In other words, here, these two bags represent all of the surveyed graduates, everybody who took the test, right? And you'll see that these numbers parallel these numbers up in the table here. What this part of the question is telling us is that these are the two bags we should be thinking about. There's a bag of people who passed the bar exam, and there's a bag of people who failed the bar exam. And the one that we care about, the one from which we're choosing at random, is the bag of surveyed graduates who passed the bar exam. These are the people we care about. Which is to say, screw this bag, it's all about this bag for life. All right, so these people in the right bag are pretty much irrelevant from this point on to the question. We know that we aren't choosing from them, we're only choosing from this bag right here. So now let's think about, like, what's the marbles, right? What color marble we'll be looking for? What's the type of thing we're reaching into this bag hoping to find? And that's going to come from the rest of the sentence right here. So we're choosing from survey graduates who passed the bar exam. And now they're wondering, what is the probability that the person chosen did not take the review course? Okay, so within this bag of people who passed, some of them, 18 of them, are people who took the review course. Here you can see this in this table up here as well. Here's the bag, people who passed the bar exam. And some of them are people who passed the bar exam and they also took the review course. Another category of them, another 7 of them, are people who passed the bar exam and didn't take the review course. There's 7 people who passed the bar exam but didn't take the review course. Now, thinking about this in terms of the bag, right? There's a bunch of people in this bag. 18 of them are people who took the review course. 7 of them are people who didn't take the review course, but they still passed, right? Notably, we don't care about the 93 people who didn't take the review course and didn't pass. That's people in this failure bag right here. Screw the failure bag, right? Up in the table, right? This is 93 people who didn't pass the bar exam and didn't take the review course, and we don't care about them. They're not in the bag into which we're reaching. All right, so to repeat what the strategy that we were going over earlier, our answer is going to come in the form of a fraction where the bottom is the number of things in the bag into which we're reaching. So here this is the number of things in the bag of people who passed. And the top of it is going to be the number of things in the category that we care about. Here, the category we care about is people who passed the exam but didn't take a review course. That's 7 of them right here. So our fraction is going to be 7 people who didn't take the review course but still passed the exam out of the 25 people, and this number comes from all of the people who passed the exam. This is 18 plus 7 is 25. You can do that on your calculator if you want. This is the calculator section. 18 plus 7 is 25, so it's 7 people who didn't take the review course but also still passed over the 25 people who passed the bar exam. Which is all just to say, if you reach into the bag of people who passed the bar exam, there's 25 people in there. 7 of those are people who didn't take the review course. Jumble them around, pull it out. Chances are 7 in 25, you're going to grab one of the people who didn't take the review course. All right, that's where the rightness of this answer choice comes from, and this is definitely the way to do the problem, is to think about it on your own, get to the right answer choice, and think about it really carefully so you don't make any of these mistakes, and then just circle the right answer choice and move on. Now, we're going to go over the wrongness, the specific mistakes that people would make in order to get each of these answer choices, so you can see the kind of common tricks they pull. And basically, the 3 wrong answer choices are going to come from the 3 most commonly made mistakes on this question. The idea is if you make one of like one of the easiest mistakes to make. You ought to find an answer choice waiting for you, being like, yeah, like, come here, I'm fine, it's fine. You didn't make a mistake, you're going to get this right. Oh, it's going to be great, just trust me. So here you can see that in answer choice A. Answer choice A says the answer is 18 over 25. So what they're claiming is that the bag of people we care about is 25 people big. And that number is the same as our number in the right answer choice. They are talking about the number of people in the passed the bar exam bag, or choosing at random from surveyed graduates who passed the bar exam. But this 18 number, where do you think that comes from? Well, if we're looking in the table, the 18 number comes from people who took the review course and passed the bar exam. But we don't care about the people who took the review course and passed the bar exam. We care about the people who did not take the review course and pass the bar exam. So this if you got answer choice A, if you selected answer choice A, chances are you missed the not. This is to say you need to do some close reading. All right, answer choice C. Here, both the numerator and denominator are different. Here, the denominator is 200, and where do we recognize that number from? Well, that's the total number of law school graduates who took the exam at all. So here, one of the mistakes that you would be making if you're choosing answer choice C is you're thinking that the pool of people from which we're choosing, the bag into which we're reaching, is the pool of all of the surveyed graduates. The bottom of this answer choice would be right if this sentence said, if one of the surveyed graduates is chosen at random, right? In that case, we would be choosing randomly one of the surveyed graduates. How many surveyed graduates are there? Well, there's 200 of them. We're choosing one of them randomly. So whatever the chances are of we're getting the category we care about is going to be something out of 200. Right? But that's not what we're doing. We only care about a subset of them. We only care about the subset of them who passed the bar exam. We don't care about both of these bags. We only care about this bag. All right, now the numerator is the number 25. We recognize the number 25 because that's the total number of people in this passed bag. And now here, an interesting exercise is to try to figure out, like, what is this answer choice describing? You know, what would be the question that this would be the right answer choice to? Now, and this is describing the chances that if you chose randomly from all of the graduates, all of the people who took the bar exam, these are the chances that you would grab out of that pool someone who passed, regardless of whether they took the review course or not. All right, on to answer choice D here. The denominator is the same thing as the denominator from C. The mistake you would be making is thinking that one of the surveyed graduates is chosen at random, rather than one of the surveyed graduates who passed the bar exam being chosen at random. So that's the denominator here. And then this number 7 is actually the right number we want to be looking for. The number 7 here comes from this part of this bag diagram and this part from the table. Number 7 is the number of people who didn't take the review course and still passed the bar exam. So what this answer choice would be the right answer to, the question this answer choice would be the right answer to, would be a question asking for, you know, if we reached into the bag containing all of the people who took the exam, not just people who passed, but also the people who didn't pass, everybody. If we chose one of those people at random, what would be the chances that we would pull someone out who didn't take the review course and also passed the bar exam? So you can see all three of these answer choices involve either just one or two mistakes that you could just characterize as being careless mistakes. But in these table data questions, that's the only kind of mistake there is. Once you understand the core theory of it, which is not super complicated, the biggest source of errors is people just slipping up. But don't forgive yourself for that. You know, if you're missing these table data questions on a regular basis, that just means that when you're doing these questions in the course of a timed test, you need to slow the hell down and double check, triple check, quadruple check that the bottom and the top of the thing you're thinking about is right. Think about it to yourself in English, then think about it to yourself in terms of the numbers, then double check the diagram, and then write your own diagram, you know? There are some excuses in the beginning to miss table data questions because you don't understand the theory, but once you do, you should just take your damn time to get these points because more often than not, they're guaranteed. All right, that's it for this question. I'll see you all in the next video.